Mohammedrضا Pahlavi, born on 26th of October 1990 and died 27th of July 1980, commonly referred to in the Western world as Mohammedrضا Shah or simply the Shah, was the last monarch of Iran. He began ruling the imperial state of Iran after succeeding his father, Reza Shah, in 1941 and remained in power until he was overthrown by the 1979 Iranian Revolution, which abolished the country's monarchy and established the Islamic Republic of Iran. In 1967, he took up the title Shahanshah and also held several others, including Aryameh and Bozorg Ateshtaran. He was the second and last ruling monarch of the Pahlavi dynasty to rule Iran. His dream of what he referred to as a great civilization in Iran led to his leadership over rapid industrial and military modernization, as well as economic and social reforms.
این کسری بودجه رو چیکار بکنیم؟ مطلب ما امسال معکوس شده. با این همه درآمدمون چه بکنیم؟
During World War II, the Anglo-Soviet invasion of Iran forced the abdication of Pahlavi's father, Reza Shah, whom he succeeded. During Pahlavi's reign, the British-owned oil industry was nationalized by the Prime Minister Mohammad, who had support from Iran's national parliament to do so. However, Mossadegh was overthrown by the 1953 Iranian coup d'etat, which was carried out by the Iranian military under the aegis of the United Kingdom and the United States. Subsequently, the Iranian government centralized power under Pahlavi and brought foreign oil companies back into the country's industry through the Consortium Agreement of 1954. In 1963, Mohammedrضا introduced the White Revolution, a series of economic, social, and political reforms aimed at transforming Iran into a global power and modernizing the nation by nationalizing key industries and redistributing land. The regime also implemented Iranian nationalist policies establishing Cyrus the Great, the Cyrus Cylinder, and the Tomb of Cyrus the Great as popular symbols of Iran. The Shah initiated major investments in infrastructure and land grants for peasant populations, profit sharing for industrial workers, construction of nuclear facilities, nationalization of Iran's natural resources, and literacy programs which were considered some of the most effective in the world. Shah also instituted economic policy tariffs and preferential loans to Iranian businesses which sought to create an independent economy for the nation. Manufacturing of cars, appliances, and other goods in Iran increased substantially, leading to the creation of a new industrialized class insulated from threats of foreign competition. By the 1970s, Shah was seen as a master statesman and used his growing power to pass the 1973 Sale and Purchase Agreement. These reforms culminated in decades of sustained economic growth that would make Iran one of the fastest-growing economies among both the developed world and the developing world. During his 37-year-long rule, Iran spent billions of dollars worth on industry, education, health, and military spending and enjoyed economic growth rates exceeding the United States, the United Kingdom, and France. Likewise, the Iranian national income rose 423 times over, and the country saw an unprecedented rise in per capita income, which reached the highest level of any point in Iran's history, and high levels of urbanization. By 1977, Mohammedrضa's focus on defense spending, which he saw a means to end foreign powers' intervention in the country, had culminated in the Iranian military standing as the world's fifth strongest armed force. As political unrest grew throughout Iran in the late 1970s, Mohammedrضa's position in the country was made untenable by the Jaleh Square massacre, in which the Iranian military killed and wounded dozens of protesters in Iran, and the Cinema Rex fire, an arson attack in Abadan that was erroneously blamed on the Iranian intelligence agency Savak. The 1979 Guadeloupe Conference saw Mohammedrضa's Western allies state that there was no feasible way to save the Iranian monarchy from being overthrown. The Shah ultimately left Iran for exile on 17th of January 1979, although he had told some Western contemporaries that he would rather leave the country than fire on his own people. Estimates for the total number of deaths during the Islamic Revolution range from 540 to 2,000, figures of independent studies to 60,000. After formally abolishing the Iranian monarchy, Muslim cleric Ruhollah Khomeini assumed leadership as the supreme leader of Iran. Mohammadrضا died in exile in Egypt, where he had been granted political asylum by Egyptian President Anwar Sadat. Following his death, his son Reza Pahlavi declared himself as a new Shah of Iran in exile.